All right, so this is part two of my response to Robert Hynes. And I have concluded that Robert is intellectually dishonest because in his first response, he really didn't acknowledge much in the video. He nitpicked about a lot of really minute details and, quite frankly, meaningless bullshit, and did not really acknowledge the substance of the video. And I'll point out that he really didn't acknowledge the substance of the first video I posted, which the whole point of it was to prove to him, when we engaged in our first debate that he has no recollection of, that the dog that I had spoke of during our debate, I was showing him, because he questioned me, right? He said, well, you show me a dog you could take off leash, you know, say at a fenceless dog park or just out in nature, and have it meet his criteria, which, I've seen him off leash with Monty, and in my opinion, his videos of him off leash with Monty look the way it looks the way it should. It looks pretty good. So, based on his own criteria, the video I sent him of Petunia would meet those criteria, but he really didn't acknowledge that. He decided to move the goalpost. Well, I think he got a little triggered by that because he was very upset in his response, and he really didn't argue points or the substance. It was all just emotional mudslinging. But anyway, this is we're gonna dive further into my response here. This will be the part two anyway. So give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and continue.
Why would you set a dog like that to fail? Why would you bring another dog in, then bring out food and set them up into a situation where they got to compete?
See, first of all, Robert has no understanding of the social aspects of how dogs operate, right? He has no understanding of the social dynamics of this situation, right? There's a lot of variables here. Now, the question, why would you set a dog up to fail? Well, listen, Robert, first of all, we learn more from our failures than we do from our success, in most cases. Second of all, as I said at the end of my first video, which I assume you watched because you made a comment that suggested maybe you watched it, but I know your acolytes didn't bother watching it, so I'll restate it. The whole reason I set this scenario up is because Petunia had demonstrated over a period of time that she could be trusted. You know, your whole philosophy on trust, you just got to trust the dog, and trust and respect is how you build confidence, and that's a relationship, which you have a completely incomplete understanding of A, what a relationship is, and B, what a dog to human relationship is. And I'm sorry, you can't just simply trust. And a dog can't simply just trust you back. Trust is built. That's one of the reasons that I think your trust method, your trust technique, and I'm sorry, when was the last time trust was a technique? I find it pretty fucking ridiculous because you can't just trust, right? Trust is earned and built. So Petunia had shown she had earned our trust over a period of time to where we, because I would never do this if the owner was not comfortable with this, had both decided that we could walk these two dogs together, and at the end of it, we'd sit them close to one another. We would introduce something that dogs would typically compete over, such as food. But again, if the hierarchy is established properly, right, then dogs will not fight over food, because they understand they do not control the food. Okay? Now, given that Petunia had earned our trust, so we decided to put it to the test, put her close to this dog, and introduce something that it would be possible for Petunia to aggress towards another dog over, and see what she does. Again, we're giving her the room to make a choice based on the trust that she's earned, so we could see what choice she'll make. Will she fail, or will she succeed? And see, here's the other thing, Robert. When you set a dog up for failure, you're also potentially setting them up for success. There's the dichotomy in that. So if she makes the wrong choice, we can guide her in the right direction and correct it. And if she succeeds, we can reward it. What a fucking concept. But you're so upset about the chicken. I mean, mother of Christ. And no, I don't need Skinner to understand how food plays a role. You know, everybody eats, Robert. And this whole idea that food is an inducement and is a punishment to a dog. I'm sorry, do you work for money? When you go to work and you get paid, is your employer or whoever pays you giving you an inducement? No, they're giving you what you're owed. I don't just give dogs food. They earn it, and I give them what's owed. So, this is a potentially dangerous situation.
Why would you go ahead and do it? This is called setting the dog up for possible failure. Why would you do that to a dog?
But we had worked through Petunia through all these things.
How did you work Petunia through all these things? That's what I want to see. I don't want...
Well, Robert, you're seeing part of it now. This is part of the process. We set up these scenarios, and again, I showed you clips in the other video of some of the things we did. That's how she earned the trust.
I want to hear you sitting there narrating on a frickin' video, explaining what you did. I want to see it.
Well, Robert, as I told you, I don't go to my sessions intending on recording things. Okay, most of my sessions are in people's homes. I'm not just gonna show up and be like, "Hey, can I record?" It's their home, Robert. Now, mind you, when I show up to my sessions, I like to give my clients my undivided attention and their dogs my undivided attention. So forgive me if I don't have clips of every single thing we did, because why would I? I didn't know you then. The only reason I posted the first video was because you challenged me to. So forgive me for not having all of this shit ready to go to satisfy you. To test her out to see how she would. And this was after we walked these two dogs together, and they did great. So I wanted to see, let's see what happens if we introduce some food to the equation. Will Petunia still, how will she do? So you'll see, I present the food. They both see it. Sarah's the name of the other dog. They're both clearly excited to get some. But now, I want to point out something.
You see, the difference between me and you want the dogs excited. Why? I want the dog calm. I want the dog overly calm. That's it. Why are you using treats? Why are you introducing food in this situation?
I already explained that. And Robert, see, this is, again, I stated that I believe you're intellectually dishonest, and this is one reason. Did you hear me say at all that I want the dogs excited? Or did you hear me just make an observation? I simply made an observation. Now, of course, Sarah is visibly more excited than Petunia. Petunia is pretty calm, and she should be, given all the work we've done. No, I do not want dogs to be excited unless it's the appropriate time. Yeah, I want my dogs as calm as possible. And if you watch any of my videos, especially the videos with my dogs, you will notice they're probably some of the calmest dogs you'll ever meet. So, thank you for yet again misrepresenting what I said and what is being shown. I don't just give dogs food, right? They have to earn it.
Of course, it's called an inducement. You're trying to get the dog to do something for you. They got to earn it, right?
No, Robert. That's not listen, put the science bullshit on the shelf. Put all the quadrant bullshit on the shelf. Put all the BF Skinner on the shelf, right? No, I don't operate like these treat trainers where the dog simply has to sit and I give it a fucking piece of food. That's not what I'm talking about when I say a dog has to earn it. Dogs have to earn food in a very different way. And if you shut the fuck up and listen to the criteria that I had already listed, which, I don't know, I'm going to play it right now. See, both dogs are seated. They're calm. They're not trying to invade my space or take the food from me. They're being polite. They're showing respect.
So he's got one dog on a slip lead.
See, totally ignored that. Did I not say both dogs are calm? They're sitting. They're not invading my space. They're not trying to take the food from me. Petunia's attention is on me. You know, she's going to take it nicely. She's showing respect. That's how dogs earn what it is they want from you. They have to adhere to boundaries. They must show respect. They have to follow the rules. Right? That's how we earn things.
And he's got the other one sitting here in a harness, and he's pulling
It wasn't as simple as, oh, she sat down, I'll give her food. No, it does not work that way.
out a bag of chicken and telling me I'm wrong. Jesus wept.
Their state of mind is where it should be.
Really,
Right. It's a state of mind thing.
what's the state of mind? They're focused on you for a bit of food? Is that what the owner is supposed to want? They want their dog sitting there with the expectation of fucking reward? That's what you're calling dog training? But yeah, Skinner's wrong. You don't give a fuck about Skinner? You don't give a fuck about nothing? Where did you learn this?
Calm. Again, his description of the state of mind, again, shows you he does not truly understand dogs. And he does not understand what it means when someone addresses the state of mind. And for the fifth time, Robert, where did I learn? From dogs. What a concept. From working with many, many, many dogs. Holy fuck, I didn't learn that out of a book. I learned from dogs.